Good morning. This is Amy, and we are already at day 4 of Yoga with Amy for Kids. Thank you once again, Mr. Nunn. I hope that you all had a good time warming up and exercising, and you're ready to calm down a little and then do some yoga together. Super. So before we begin our movements today, I just want to do a little refresh of what we've learned. So as a reminder, we've learned about how important yoga is for body, breath, and brain, right? That's super, super important, the 3 B's. And then we've also learned that there's different types of movements that we do with our body in yoga. Now, who knows what the 4 types of movement are? And in fact, if you'd like to, this is another chance for you to write them down. You can maybe ask your parents to help you, and you can write them down in the chat box and send them to Mr. Nunn. What are the 4 types of movements we did? And I'm going to remind you right now, okay? Right. First one is forward fold. Good. And forward fold helps us feel calmer, right? And then the second one is, you got it, back bends. Back bends, when we open our heart, it lifts us up, it makes us feel happier. And sometimes when we're kind of tired, those are nice things to do to make us feel more energetic. Okay, now those are 2 that we learned. And then yesterday we had 2 brand new movements that we learned. Does anyone remember them? Right, you got it, balance. Yeah, and do you remember what balance is good for? Yes, balance is good for kind of helping our mind to get concentrated. You know, sometimes when you're at school and you're thinking about this and this and that, you know, if you sometimes have times, maybe not in class, but well, in Jim's class you could too, and with Mr. Nunn, a balance, because a balance means you have to kind of focus, you have to really connect with your body and your breath and your brain, because you're only on one leg sometimes. Great. And then the last one we learned was twist. You're right. And twists are one where when we make those movements, they help us kind of release any, or let go of too much energy. Sometimes when we have too much going on, they're not like a forward fold helps us just calm down. A twist kind of is like a let go. Super. Okay, so let's begin our practice. And what do we do first? That's right, we make our triangle shape. And we feel that we're really connected with the ground. We notice that our body is touching our mat or the ground. And then we notice now our back and our spine is nice and long. And sometimes we do a little shimmying, a little movement. And then we push our hands lightly into our knees. That helps make the spine longer. And you can also try lifting up your shoulders, and then exhale, release them. And sometimes we get tense there, so that helps. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Super. Okay, let's all bring our hands to our belly and start our balloon breath. Okay, everybody, inhale big. Exhale through your mouth. Do this a couple more times. Inhale big. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And if you want to, you can close your eyes when you're doing this. Exhale through the mouth. And on the last one, we're going to hold our breath for a count of 2. Inhale. Hold the count. 1, 2. Exhale. And then just place your hands back on your knees. And then just maybe close your eyes one more time. And just notice how you're feeling. And again, if it's ever uncomfortable, just keep your eyes open. But if you feel good, keep your eyes closed and just maybe notice kind of this warm, fuzzy feeling around your heart and chest. And then we'll open our eyes. And then we'll get ready to do a practice So a practice is a bunch of those different positions we were doing, and we move them one after another. So we're going to include our forward folds, our back bends, our twists, and our balances. And then we're going to include some of the other things we learned before. Our breathing, we're going to connect it to that. And then maybe a couple other new things, which would be fun, right? So today we're going to really start. And then tomorrow, we're going to do a whole practice where I won't do so much the review. We're just going to do the practice, and that's something you can always come back and learn about. So the new thing we're going to add today is something that I'd say it's sort of like how do you, it's like you shake off any energy, anything that's keeping you from wanting to be here right now, okay? So this is really fun. So take your legs in front of you, and then it's a shake and a wake up. That's how I would call it, okay? So you're gonna take your hands, and you're gonna place your hand on top of your arm, and you're gonna go slide on top, slide up the bottom, slide on top, slide on the bottom, slide on top, slide on the bottom. Good, so that's the first one. The next one, slide on top, slide on the bottom, slide on top, slide on the bottom. One more, we're gonna do 3 times total. Okay, that's great. So that's the arms, and that's sort of like you're waking up your body. You did your warm-ups, but this kind of shakes off anything that is keeping you from focusing, okay? Now, outside of your leg, slide on, bring it up to the knee, slide on the outside, bring your hands up to your knee, slide one more time, bring it down, other side, so you tap the side, slide down, tap up here, tap, slide down, tap up to your knee, slap, tap down, slap up to your knee. Okay, so that is kind of the wake up part, and then we shake it up. We shake up our arms and shake up our legs. Super. So that was our little fun new thing we learned. Today we're gonna call it the shake and the wake. And then we're gonna move back to our practice. So we're gonna start in our cat-cows, right? But what do we do before we do this? We like to take our left leg back and we move back and forth a bit, stretching out the bottom of your feet and shaking that leg again. And then you're gonna take your right leg back, moving back and forth, and then shaking out that leg too. So now your legs are nice and warmed up. And then you come to the cat-cow position, where we inhale, we look up to the sky. Exhale, we curve our spine, look back to your belly button. Inhale, up. Exhale, curve the spine. Do this 2 more times. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curve. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curve. Come back to your table, and then we're gonna go to our second position. So table was our first, and now we're gonna move all the way up to our down dog. So push yourself up, hips nice and high, and then roll forward into your plank. Remember, you can always put your knees down or just keep your legs straight. And then bend your elbows as you come down all the way to the ground. And we're gonna do our cobra. And then we let our head back down, come back to table, and push back up to your down dog. Really nice. Okay, let's do this one more time. So roll forward to your plank, bend your elbows, come all the way to the ground. Inhale up to your cobra, push back to your table, and then push all the way back to child's pose. So toes wide, knees wide, toes together. You come back to your child's. Forehead is on the ground. So you keep your forehead on the ground. And again, this is when you start to pay attention. Feel your hands touching the mat. Notice that your toes are touching, your forehead is touching. And then notice that your belly keeps moving. As you're breathing, the belly gets bigger, just like a balloon. Okay, super. Now we're gonna roll ourselves all the way, and then we're gonna bring our knees together, and we'll go into doing our rainbows. Okay, fingers wide. Inhale, lift up. High five. Let's do 3 more of these. Inhale up. High five. 2 more. Super. Again. Wonderful, kids. Okay, now come back to all fours, and then push yourself back up to your down dog, and then we're gonna do walk our feet towards our hands, and then we're gonna bend, and then we just roll up the head and the arms come last. Roll all the way up to standing. Now, once we're in standing, we're gonna do our first balance of the day. So today, we're gonna start with that mystery pose. I don't know if any of you, did you write a name down for it yesterday? We could call it candle, or if you have a great idea, I'll find out from Mr. Nunn, okay? And he'll let me know what you chose. Okay, so once you get into this pose, you're gonna bend your knees and lift your heels. So this is a balance on your toes. Take your arms nice and wide. It's like you're bringing your arms up together, just like we do in rainbow. Hands come together, and then keep the arms together, and then start to straighten your legs. Push up, heels nice and high, and notice you're balancing. You're balancing on your tippy toes. Notice you're breathing, and maybe notice that your mind, your brain is kind of quiet because it's focusing. And then you exhale, arms come all the way down. Super job. Really proud of you all. Okay, shall we move to our next balance? Are you ready? How about tree pose? Okay, let's do it. So tree pose, we're gonna take our foot onto our calf, or you can bring it up higher. And once you've got the pose, take your hands to your heart, lift all the way up, and then open your branches. Remember the roots are growing out of your foot into the earth. And then you can bring your arms back. Exhale, bring the hands all the way to the heart, bring the knee forwards, release, and shake it out. And just like we did yesterday, just close your eyes for a moment. Place your hands on your belly. And just notice the difference in your right leg and your left leg. Notice how they feel a little different. And then open your eye. Let's do the other side. So bring your foot to the calf or to the thigh. And the foot kind of pushes into the leg. Woo! You might lose your balance, that's okay. Bring your hands up to your heart. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, open the arms. And now if you really want to have fun, you can pretend that a breeze is coming. And that breeze is moving the branches. Woo! Woo! I actually fell out. My branches made me fall. So you could just play with this idea of you're having to balance the leg, but it's like a wind is making your top move. Woo! And then you come back, bring your hands together all the way to your heart. Then turn your knee around, release the foot down, and just shake it out. Okay, super. So we're gonna come back to our third balance, but in between we're gonna do something different. So take your arms nice and wide, just like in the rainbow again. Inhale the rainbow up. Clap your hands, bend your knees, bring your hands to your heart as you come all the way down and you fold. You're gonna touch the floor. If you can't touch the floor, you can touch your shins, that's okay. And then you're gonna step back to your tabletop. Okay, now once you're in your tabletop, we're gonna push ourselves once again up to our down dog. Okay, Okay, once you're in down dog, you're gonna roll forward one more time to your plank. And then bend your elbows as you come all the way down. And this time, we're gonna do up dog, not cobra. So up dog is you push your hands into the ground. Toes are, the top of the feet are there, and you lift up the legs, right? So this is up dog. This is our back bend. And then release the knees, push yourself back one more time to child's pose. That relaxes your back after you do up dog.
Hey, Amy.
Hey, what?
Just in case.
Oh, water. That's so nice. Today I was getting tired. Thank you, Mr. Nunn. I really appreciate it. Whew.
It might be a good idea for them, too.
Yeah, that's such a great idea. You know, Mr. Nunn's right. Anytime you're exercising and if you feel a little tired, there's two things you can do. In yoga, if a pose is too hard, I like to go to child's pose, the one that we just did. And another thing I like to do is get water. Okay, well done. Thank you, Mr. Nunn. I'll give that back to you and we can keep practicing. Okay, how are we all doing? Great. Okay, so we want to make sure we get all of our fun poses in today. So let's come back to our tabletop, right? Okay, and let's push ourselves back up to down dog. Okay, we're in our down dog, and this time we're going to roll forwards to plank, bend our knees, release down again, and we're going to do one more up dog. So you remember the up dog. Okay, that's our other back bend, right? And now we're going to push ourselves back to all fours, and then we're going to push back to our down dog again. And then this time you have a choice. You can either walk your feet up or try something really fun, a jump. So if you're going to jump, you're going to look at your hands, bend your knees, and hop like a frog to the top of the mat. Did you have fun? Super. Okay. Now, just release your head so your neck is nice and long. Shake yes or shake no. And then just roll slowly up all the way until you're all the way at standing. And we're going to go into our third balance twist combo, eagle pose. I know you remember this. This is really hard, kids, but it's okay. It's okay to try something hard, right? Okay, so let's go onto our right leg this time. And then you just bend the knee. You can kind of see how I bend it a little bit. I'll do the side so you can see it this way today. And then I take that left leg over and I make sort of like a pretzel shape. Maybe it's easier like this. Okay, once you have that, take your arms wide. And now the eagle arms come in and they fold. So the right arm's gonna come above the left and the eagle wraps its wings around the center. And remember to breathe here. And then the eagle's arms open wide and lifting off and flying. You did such a great job today. I'm amazed. Wow. You see, when you practice something, it becomes easier, right? But it's always good to have these challenges because the challenges help us get stronger. They help us learn that we can do more than we ever imagined. Super. Really proud of you. Okay, let's shift to the other leg now. Okay, so we shift to the other leg. We lift this one, the knee up high, and wrap it around. Take our arms nice and wide, eagle arms. And then the left arm's going to come on top of the right. Again, so the eagle is hiding under its wings. And then it gets ready to open up and fly. Oh, super. I love doing eagle with you guys. Super fun. Okay, so now that we've done these balances, let's come back to the top of our mat. And let's inhale our arms wide up. Clap your hands, bend your knees, come all the way down. Fold all the way down. And then place your hands on the ground and come to all fours. Back to our tabletop. And then we're going to go into our other heart opener, our other back bend, the camel pose. So you remember the first two was the cobra, that little snake pose, and then the up dog, the one that my dog Watson likes to do. Okay, now camel pose, we come up Put our knees in the ground, hands on our hips. And then take the toes, heels up. And we're gonna do just one version today, okay? So this one is your choice. If this is enough for you, you just keep your hands on your hips, look forwards. In fact, I'll go like this so you can see me. Look forwards, and then you slowly back. And so just the top of your chest is forwards, and then your shoulders come back. That might be enough, right? But if you feel pretty bendy, you can grab your heels with your fingertips. And as you do that, push your knees into the ground. Continue to look forward, and then maybe you can slowly look up at the ceiling. Don't go far back. If it hurts your neck at all, always look forwards. And this time, notice the belly, and you're going to bring your belly button back. So imagine the belly's coming towards the spine. It's kind of funny, right? And then you can inhale slowly up, and chin comes forwards, and then you sit back down, coming into our fallen leaf. Remember, this time the knees are together, head comes to the floor, and then your hands come behind you. And this is a time to rest. Remember, our forward folds are our resting moments. So just enjoy that kind of breath there. And then when you're ready, you're going to slowly roll up and come to sit down. And then we're going to come to our seated twist. So our seated twist, we take our legs straight out in front of us. And always if you feel like you have a lot of energy, just shake them out. That's always helpful, right? And then we're going to take the left foot on top of the right. And then you can maybe lift up your left side and wrap your foot around, or keep the legs straight. Now use your hands, so we don't want the spine all curvy. We want to try to make it longer and stronger. Super. And then take your right elbow around your left knee. Left arm comes up to the sky and then opens up behind you. And then I'm going to turn myself slowly back to look at my left shoulder. And remember the belly breath. Maybe close your eyes here just to notice how it feels. When you're ready, you can inhale your head back. Unwind your bend. Oh, actually, I'm going to do something really fun. Okay, this is like Twister, which is a game your parents might remember. So keep your legs crossed. Now, if it's straight, that's okay too. But what you're going to do, you're going to take your hands over to your right side, okay? And then you're going to push in your hands. You're going to lift yourself up so you're just on your feet. And then you're going to twist around. You're going to walk around. And then you're on the other side. I know. I don't always get it, but it's fun when you get to try this one. Okay. And if you weren't able to twist around, remember to come back with your left leg straight out and your right over the left. Just play with that. Okay, now hips are on the ground. Spine is nice and long. Lift up your chest again. Now take your left elbow around the right knee. Right arm comes up to the sky, opens back. And then we twist around to the right side. Maybe close your eyes for a couple moments here. And then inhale back to center. Unwrap your Pretzely legs. Take your feet together. Your feet touch. You grab your ankles and then you can just open your hips a little bit. This is butterfly. This is kind of a nice one to do for the hips. And then we're going to roll onto our backs. So let's take our feet right on the ground here. And then you have two ways of doing this, however you want to. You keep your hands on your knees, maybe to help you, or if you feel really strong, just take your hands together and then you roll all the way onto your back. Nice. And now you're on your back. Keep your knees bent. And we're going to just do 4 moving bridges. So with these, we're going to inhale, lift our bum up, Exhale, let our bum come down. 3 more times. Using your breath, inhale up, exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift the hips high, exhale down. And let's do our relaxing twist like we did yesterday. Take the feet nice and wide, knees come together, arms come out all the way into a T. And then slowly the right knee and the left knee move to the right, and you can twist your head to the left. And take a couple nice long breaths here as you're stretching. And then inhale all the way back to center. Exhale your knees to the left side as you turn your head to the right side. And then inhale your knees back to center. And then just take your legs nice and wide as we go into our last pose, the Shavasana pose. So here the body becomes all relaxed. You can take your arms up and let them relax. Take your legs up, let them relax. And then you get to keep your eyes open if you want to, or closed. As long as it's comfortable, you can keep them closed, but if you want to, you keep them open. And sometimes when they're closed, it's nice to just notice how warm and calm you feel inside. And you can let your toes and your feet relax. Let your legs relax. Let your belly feel nice and soft. Let your chest and your back relax. Your arms and your hands. Your jaw and your head. And just notice how your body feels super relaxed. And just have a couple more moments here noticing the breath. Noticing that the belly gets bigger with each inhalation. And then you can bend your knees. Bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a big, big hug. Just noticing how nice it is to hug yourself. And then place your feet on the ground as you roll over to the side. And just push yourself up and come to your seat. And then take your hands together in front of your heart. Just close your eyes one more time. And just notice your right hand touching your left hand. And notice how nice you feel inside. Namaste, everyone. Thank you.
Now,
I will see you tomorrow for our last class.
and will you be here tomorrow, or we gotta wait to find out?
Oh, you know what? I don't think I will be here tomorrow. But I am going to make a video for you somewhere else. It's
All right.
going to be a surprise, so you have to tune in tomorrow to see where I am. I promise you. Should I give them a clue?
No.
No. Okay. No clue. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks, Mr. Nunn. Thanks, kids.
All right.